And OPD did set up an unprecedented meeting where they called the community. But at the same time, a meeting and a reach out is not the same as doing your job. We cannot pat people on their backs for doing the bare minimum. That should have been the bare minimum that the family received that information a week later. They shouldn't have to receive that in front of other community members who were not part of this process. There were pastors, there were different people from the city there. There were people that the family never even spoke to that were present. That's not the way to tell a loved one about their death, tell a loved one about their loved one's death, or to tell them this is how we found their person in front of random strangers who were not there at their request. That is not the way to move. It is more seem like OPD has been focused on their public image, more focused on inviting community members to see what we're doing to do this, instead of saying what we're doing to prove that it was a suicide or to prove that it was not a homicide. That meeting yesterday was clearly to show that OPD did their part, so please take the slack off of OPD. Just like they have requested in the past for us to clarify on social media some of our posts, because they have what we call a strong social media following. So when OPD is more concerned about people's social media following than they are about a potential homicide, that is the time for us to cause concern and say we need some thorough investigations done. It's not about publicity, because no matter if it's one person or two people or 1,000 people, you should do your job. We shouldn't have to call on you with thousands of shares, millions of views for you to have to do your job. And that's the problem.
So you said the meeting yesterday, it wasn't just you and the family, the city, the OPD had other...
They had pastors, community members, elected officials, and others at the meeting that were not requested by the family.
Be nice, Miles. They pick and choose who they want at the table to redirect the issue to say this is what's going on.
And I will clearly state that I was actually refused to enter in the meeting at first. They rejected me from entering the meeting until his mother was adamant about saying I was representing her family. There was more than 2 times that they refused to let me enter OPD, even to get into this meeting, until the mother insisted upon it. But they had people in there that the mother never spoke to, never met a day in her life, never even knew her name. That's a problem.